name is Moe. I'm here to talk about our research project. So exploring the wool future through circular design perspective. So the fashion industry is said to need to shift from a linear business model to circular business model. Circular design aims to ensure the garments circulate while retaining their highest value and reduce the use of resources during the entire garment life cycle. However, some authors point out that the concept does not take in account the reduction of the amount of materials and the energy circulating in the system. There's challenges such as the energy requirement of the cycling process and transport between supply chains. To reduce environmental impact, small circuits and press-based systems are also needed. So why wool? Wool is said to have a higher environmental impact at the raw material collection stage than other materials. Wool's environmental impact during raw material collection is being reassessed through its entire life cycle, including use and beyond. Land use methodologies are reviewed to highlight sheep grading benefit. Carbon farming can increase fiber production. Sheep grazing can raise carbon stock and affect soil microorganisms and nitrogen. The localization of wool production holds significant importance when viewed from a circular and carbon negative perspective. Localism focuses on rebuilding local community and economics. There are wool production systems that are press-based collected called fiber sheet. These movements contribute to the development of local fiber systems based on clothing from soil to soil cycles, encouraging the relocalization of the textile industry can not only distribute surplus local resources, but also create a resilient infrastructure that connect local actors and respond to emergency, including pandemic. The evaluation of regional wool economics and ventures differs from the traditional concept of growth, so they cannot be assessed using conventional economic or sustainability frameworks. In the discussion, we view wool localization as a network that supports local resilience rather than simplify focusing on environmental and economic sustainability. Additionally, we believe that wool localization provides a new perspective on circular system. We will provide insight into how the value of those involved in the domestic wool supply chain can be changed to effort positive change. The study investigated the viability and constraint of a fashion supply chain based on domestic production in Japan, which is highly import dependent. The discussion will explore research findings that support the development of a circular system with a focus on localization and press-based design. Actually, Japan has been producing wool for a really long time, since the 7th century. Commercialization of that began in the 17th century, but has failed many times. During World War II, imports of wool were restricted. The government tried to breed more sheep, but it didn't work out. So they asked farmers to raise their own sheep for clothes because there were not enough to go around. After World War II, sheep farming in Japan declined due to cheap wool imports and shifted to sheep meat purposes. Therefore, we investigated the domestic wool material flow to identify the increasing complexity of the wool material flow. And we found challenges in the circular system and design. Most raw materials for wool-based textile and knitted fabric in Japan are imported from abroad. The vertical direction is a lineup starting from the import of materials. It continues through the material production phase, the use phase, and disposal phase. This flow accounts for 70% of total. In construct, the circular form of wool is the area formed in blue line. After the use phase, it is collected and the recycled wool returns to the material production phase. However, we confirm that this circular form is only a small part of this industry. There are many challenges to achieving a circular loop. For example, the quality of many products has declined. This sometimes reduces the quality of the recycled product. Also, the demand for recycled product is low, so circulating from flows account for a small percentage of the total. Most of the wool produced by Japanese farm is discarded. It is rarely used commercially. Through this investigation, we found the domestic wool production and supply chain, the Japan Wool Competition, and the Japan Wool Project. We need to find sustainable ways to make clothes, especially using materials that can be produced locally and recycled within the region. We also need to design clothes with the idea that will be collected and recycled after use. The study looks at new ways of producing and distributing wool locally and discusses its potential benefit and limitation. Method. The data for this study were collected through interviews with the stakeholders related to each project. These data were also supplemented by information from media reports and web-based surveys. We interviewed mainly two persons. The Japan Wool Competition and Japan Wool Project are supported by Masumi Honde. I interviewed her about the system of two projects. We also interviewed Kakutaro Ito of Kunishima Coal Company about domestic wool products. So from here, I'll give a brief background to the utilization of domestic wool. Also, it declined after the war. Domestic wool has been supported by homespun culture. Masumi Honda, we interviewed, has spent more than 30 years since 1989. She formed a network with shepherds and customers. In this context, the Japan Wool Competition and the Japan Wool Project began. So the two projects have different objectives, customers and uses. One is a competition to sell the fleeces of each ship. The other is the collection of fleeces from production farms for commercial use. The aim of the competition is to improve the quality of domestic wool and expand sales channels. This year, 20 organizations and 33 ships were entered. Entered wool can be of any breeds, crossbreds, number, or fleece length. In the competition, each individual shepherd can sell the wool of a single sheep. Many of the shepherds entering are not large-scale farmers and don't keep sheep as a livestock. They constantly manage their sheep, so the quality of their wool is high. Wool pricing differs from commercial grading. Items are normal standards: clean wool yield, color rusted, tensile strength, staple length, and crimp condition. However, a unique score distribution is set for each item. For example, wool handling is the highest scoring item. This is because the technical spec of shepherding are important. After scoring, the wool cluster sends advice to shepherd. This system works on the encouraging improvement of shepherds and gives incentive to try more. This instruction with shepherds supports farm quality and sale expansion. The customer purchases are based on different value and criteria than those of a typical wool auction. The published competition results contain detailed information about each fleece type, type of sheep, color, sex, and name of the individual, number of head length, weight, and wool characteristics. The classification of fleece includes 4 types: soft, rust, elastic, and camp. Customers can utilize this classification to choose the most appropriate fleece that suits their needs. This description have led some people to apply for the same fleece from the same ship year after year. According to an interview, each ship has a regular customer who enjoys the unique qualities of its annual fleece. Next, Japan Wool Project. The Japan Wool Project is kicking off in Ichinomiya, Aichi Prefecture. The project aims to do sustainable action by promoting local production for local consumption. So far, people have mainly used domestic wool for handcrafts. The wool washing plants in Japan have been closed, and the amount of wool that can be collected is limited. Factories find it difficult to cope with small batches from small lots. The project goal is to move away from hand spinning and hobby level use and rebuild the supply chain. The Japan Wool Project has been collecting and pricing local wool since 2022. At last year's meeting, they decided that domestic wool shouldn't be compared to Australian merino. So now they're looking for new ways to evaluate the value of local wool. This year, prices are set with emphasis on the care and skill of shepherd's work. This is discussed annually. The normal supply chain for wool production involves scouting and ranking on the farm, after which the wool is taken to auction house. It is this line. The wool then cleaned, carbonized, bleached, dyed, and spun by the respective buyers. The project covers lack of supply chain for the commercial utilization of wool. For example, wool from all farmers in Hokkaido is collected one place and transported by container. There are no wool washing plants in Japan, so they do this all together. So what is the effect of using domestic wool on the products? The Kunishima J. Shepherd project uses domestic wool to develop projects. The company is dedicated to producing high-quality tweeds that fully showcase the unique characteristics of domestic wool. According to them, using domestic wool has led to a change in their product development process. The quality of domestic wool varies each year, so processing and design producers must be adapted to suit the material. Unlike most product planning process, tweed making does not begin with product design and planning. Instead, the project focuses on adding unique value to domestic wool. The manufacturing process is not carbonized or bleached. The company policy is to preserve the original texture. The company strives for production and design that accommodate variation in quality from farmer to farmer and year to year. Discussion and conclusion. The study considers the possibility and limitation of using domestic wool in Japan, which is highly import dependent, and explores knowledge that could contribute to the development of sustainability and circular design. Neither of these two projects aims to expand wool production. Reducing environmental impact is not the main focus of them. Also, this example is not a completely replacement for Japanese wool imports. However, two projects can be evaluated as an infrastructure that supports the use of surplus resources for the circular system envisioned in Japan. The competition shows that ships, which are not uniform in material and type, can be utilized for different purposes depending on the uniqueness of the pricing. In addition, the development of products utilizing domestic wool has influenced the process and the design. It is important that the project takes place in an industrial area that has developed around the processing of import wool. Both projects explore the utilization of domestic wool based on different criteria than merino. Circular design needs to consider environmental impact from a land use perspective and a smaller circular system. In press-based circular design, it was found that the way in which the character of material is assessed and utilized influences the mechanics of production and distribution. Thank you for your attention.